Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for the full moon eclipse in Aquarius. And that's occurring on July 27th of 2018 in Eastern, 4:02 Eastern time, but times will vary. That's my little thing, the thingy. Here it is. I was telling everybody in the monthly tarot scopes, about how, it is the second year of this Leo Aquarius axis here for the eclipses. We had that last year, and the Great American Eclipse was in August of last year. It was August 21st. It was a higher degree. So the degrees aren't exactly the same, but the signs are the same, the Aquarius-Leo axis, because that's where the nodes are. And there could be things that coming up from last year. Particularly this one, the Aquarius full moon was August 7th last year. So you might want to think about what was going on around August 7th, and then August 21st would be the other half of it. I went back because I knew I was going to talk about that, and I wanted to give some specific dates and stuff. So the last time that we were in this axis, this Aquarius-Leo axis, was about 18 years ago, because that's how long it takes the nodes to travel around. And it was from 1998 through 2000. This particular, now it's going to be at 4 degrees of Aquarius. There was one at 5 degrees of Aquarius, so that's pretty much as close as you can get. And that was on July 28th of 1999. So those of us that are old enough to remember, or think back, there could be major connections to anything that was going on July of 1999. I just hear that Prince song right away. Tonight we're going to party like it's 1999. And then the other thing that I remember that would be for everybody was Y2K. We were all worried about Y2K, and all the clocks were going to crash, all the computers were going to crash, and nothing was going to work anymore. So that could be like, something you can grasp onto. Oh yeah, Y2K, what was going on in my life? Maybe not. Okay, so let's look at this specific chart here. It's a big, what the heck? Okay, I don't care. It's telling me it's updating some program I never even used. Okay, so this is it's in a T-square with Uranus. That's the first thing that caught with me here. So Uranus is involved, and it can be very unpredictable. Uranus is also the ruling planet of the Aquarius. Okay, I don't care. This is irritating me. I should start over. I'm not going to. Uranus and Aquarius. So Uranus is squaring this. It's ruler of the full moon point of Aquarius, and it's squaring Uranus. So Aquarius nature in itself is just that. It's so unpredictable. It's not, it's changeable, it's fluid, it's electric. So that's very distracting, those download things. Sorry. I'm not starting over, because who knows, it could still be going on in the next segment if I start over. Let's just continue. But Uranus, yeah, outer space, ETs, electronic signals, the internet, broadcasting, all these sorts of things are connected to Uranian. Moving forward, moving into the new age, moving forward into and this is getting me really pissed off that keeps doing it. So I got to get over it, I guess. Well, Mars is involved. Let's start with there, because let's go here first. Maybe we can come back to your Uranian energy. Mars is conjunct this full moon too. So there's this gust. It could be anger. It could be irritation by electronic media like this thing, right? But it's Mars is action. Time to take action. Time to take action through elimination. Because of course it eclipses, full moon eclipses are still a full moon. So we have the new moon where you start, the full moon it comes to culmination, and then we go into waning and we release. So it's a time for releasing anger, releasing aggression, being motivated to, it would be a great time, depending on like maybe where it's in your house system, you know, clear out some clutter, clear out some things in your life, release, clear out. Aquarius is more of a mental sign. I know Gemini really rules the mind, but Aquarius is very much a mental, all the air signs are very mentally oriented. So clear out some mind clutter, clear out your computer, you know, get rid of old files, and go in and figure out how to make it stop doing that. I'm sure there's a way to. I just I haven't figured it out, and I don't want to. If that kind of stuff is so exhausting to me. I mean, I can do it, but it just exhausts me to no end to fight with technology. So I'll probably just keep tolerating it. But it's a release of mental, a release of things that are, it could be unsettling. Uranian energy is kind of unsettling. It could be earthquakes, especially with it squaring the Uranus and Taurus. That's why we've been seeing a lot of, since Uranus has gone into Taurus, we have seen a lot of upheavals in Mother Earth, you know, flooding, the earthquakes, the volcanoes, you know, all this stuff has been happening because Taurus is very much the earth and the ground, you know, the grounding in the earth. And Uranus, you know, is disruptive. It can be disruptive. So there's that going on. And that's where the full moon sign is. The Mars energy can add to the turbulence. It really can. And Mars is squaring Uranus. This is a long-term thing here. So there's disruption. You know, there's definitely disruption. There's upheaval. There is turbulence, the turbulent waters. You know, the sign of Aquarius, the symbol of Aquarius. Look big enough we can really see it, you know. That's electricity, but it also, if you were going to go out on the boat or, you know, out on the water, that's turbulent, that would be choppy. That's choppy waters, you know, it could be some choppiness ahead. With change comes disruption, especially when Uranus is involved, Mars is involved. So there could be major disruption and turbulence going on. Of course, all this stuff's in Leo down here, but I want to go too. It's also, the Sun is trining Chiron, and the eclipse point is sextiling Chiron also. So this Chiron energy, I've been really diving into this, and I've been really coming up with some good stuff about it. I might have told you before about how echoing out, you know, I see it as a drop in the stream, you know, a rock in the stream, and the echoing out of it. And I feel like we really have an opportunity with this Chiron changing signs, and that's Mars into Aries, which Mars is the ruler of Aries. So there's another tie-in there. Mars is in Aquarius, the sign of the eclipse. It's sextiling, I was going to say Uranus, but of course it's Chiron in the sign of Aries. So there's a connection there as well. There's a tie-in through rulership. But I really feel like we all have an opportunity to heal throughout the ages. You know, because so much of our stuff, and physical ailments as well, you know, so much of it echoes throughout time, echoes throughout not only this life, but really, you know, beyond that, into other lifetimes. I've been seeing a lot of that stuff. I've had Uranus going through my 6th house. It's going into my 7th, but I had a lot of crazy house stuff happen during that Uranus transit through my 6th. And during those episodes, I was seeing a lot of past life things. And, you know, it was in the same area of the body, you know, like being killed and that. And I know that there was some correlation, but what I really feel like is that we all have this opportunity right now in this point of awareness, because Uranus is higher awareness too. It's the collective conscious, unconscious. We have this opportunity for healing in the here and now, echoing out through those rings of echoes, or whatever those are called, where you throw the stone in the water, you know. And then the sign of Aquarius kind of has that rippling out, into healing other lifetimes, not only in past lives, but in the future, And it's a big undertaking, and it's not a small thing. It's not a small task. It's not a small undertaking. It's a big-ass undertaking, man. And it's difficult, and it's been difficult. I have a friend who does Reiki on me, and when I went to her, what I've been doing is when I go for my Reiki with her, we're setting the intention to not only heal what's going on now in my physical body and emotional field and the whole thing, but for it to echo out. And I have seen little things about it. I'm going to probably do a whole video about it. I mean, there's enough stuff to do a whole book about it, actually, but I'm not sure. Because it was in 2014 I had the first of these major episodes, and I almost died, and all this stuff happened, and there was a lot that went along with it. And I probably need to talk about it publicly at some point, but I don't know when. But I'm finding this. I'm seeing how it's echoing out, and I feel like I'm just at the very, very tip of the iceberg. I'm just at the very, very tip of it. Like, this is so profound. It's so profound, and there could be profound healing. And it doesn't have to be manifest through a physical thing. I think mine just had, because I had Uranus going through the 6th, and that's your physical health and stuff. However it's manifesting, wherever you're wounded. How are you wounded? We're at this tipping point, or this point in time. These things are all changing. There's a lot of change. Uranus and Aquarius energy is change, and I feel like we're kind of at this tipping point. And it's actually this huge opportunity in our spiritual growth and our spiritual, our soul's evolution. It might not seem like it. When you're going through it, it can be some really tough stuff. It can be really hard and difficult. It has been for me. And even just being consciously aware of it, it coming into my conscious awareness, doesn't mean that, oh, okay, I'm consciously aware of it, wave my magic wand and everything is beautiful. No, it's almost like a battle. I mean, it's pretty intense, it is. So I feel like that's really going on for everybody. I feel especially this first eclipse, because it is right in line with this Chiron, again, a couple degrees off. It's an opportunity. Again, it just, a lot of times it doesn't seem like an opportunity. If you're suffering, because Chiron is suffering. And if you're suffering physically, if you're suffering emotionally, if you're suffering mentally, however you're suffering, this earth plane, this earth walk, there's some suffering. I mean, that's part of the deal, That's part of what we go through for the contrast and whatever. But, yeah, we're suffering. But there's an opportunity to not only heal yourself in the here and now, because Aries is right here in the here and now, but it has the potential to really echo out, and it's still squaring the Saturn up here. So it's like a karmic clearinghouse opportunity, if you're willing to dive in and do it. I mean, it might not be pretty. It's not like, oh, everything is beautiful. All I have to do is be beautiful and da 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 da. Well, I mean, yeah, and that's almost avoidance, but there's value in that, absolutely, and raising your vibration to positive energy and all that. There's definitely value in that. But there's things that come up, man, and I just feel, this is for me, but I feel like it's an opportunity for everybody. And with Chiron squaring the Saturn, it's like a time to really clear out this energy. Aquarius and the full moon is release, so we could be releasing a lot of this. We could take it to the next level. Oops, sorry about that. Let me hit that mute button on there. Okay. We could take it to the next level. We could take it to the, we can be released. We could set our soul free, to quote Joni Mitchell. Because we are stardust, we are golden. Yeah, right? Oh, I got chills on that one. We got to get ourselves back to the garden. Oh, I'm getting chills all over. We might have to look that one up. The other one I'm going to write that down. I'm going to wait till later to do it. Woodstock, that's the lyrics to Woodstock. And then I was also getting, there's a Tori Amos song, something about she's got to have her suffering. I want to look that one up possibly too. If I forget about it, maybe somebody put it in the comments. I wrote it down, but that doesn't mean I'm going to remember to do it. Okay, so yeah, it's intense, you know, it's intense releasing so we can get to the next level, so we can progress on our soul path. This stuff, these higher signs, it's not the personal signs, I forget what you call them, but these first, the first 6, you know, the first 1 through 6 is like the lower vibration. It's more about the earthly carnation, it's more about just what's right in front of your face. And then when you get to these other ones, and especially when you get to these last few, this Aquarius and Pisces, we're dealing with some next level stuff here. You know, well, there's the potential for that if you're brave enough to take that step, if you're brave enough to go there, to take that leap, to make that leap. You know, there's some really next level stuff going on. Okay, what else is happening with that chart? There was some other stuff. I thought I made some notes, but maybe not. Yeah, a lot of squares. Well, that's all the squares to, and the Mars is squaring Uranus. Got Saturn trine Uranus. Yeah, that's been going on for a while too. See, there could be a blessing in this. There could be a freedom from karma again. But through doing the Chiron stuff. Through examining our suffering. What are we suffering with? What is our wound? Where are we wounded? Where are we wounding ourselves? Again, it's just on a lot of different levels. Venus is opposing Neptune. That's some nice stuff there. Oh yeah, it's just about exact. Well, that is definitely, you know, spirituality, spiritual awakening, creativity. Venus in the sign of Virgo is it could be a little, not shut down, but Venus in the sign of Virgo is not, I don't know if it's at its detriment or whatever. I can never remember all that stuff, but it's with Jupiter here too. So there's a Jupiter interaction. We've got Neptune opposed Venus with Ceres over here. There's Neptune, Venus, and Ceres. And then it's trining and sextiling Jupiter. So, as we talked about in the last reading, you know, it's definitely trying to bring forth this water energy. Neptune being the ultimate, you know, Neptune, Poseidon, the king of the sea, you know. I was thinking, is that Star-Kissed? One of those old, somebody is that King of the Sea, the Star-Kissed or something? I don't know. A tuna. We used to call people tuna as a joke. Because when we had little kids around, instead of cussing and saying you bleepity bleep, we go, you tuna. Stop being such a tuna. That was a thing that we did for a while. And it was hook was for the other F word. What the hook, man? Don't be such a tuna. Because we were trying to avoid cussing at one time. This was some weird stuff. But anyways, this is spirituality. This is creativity. This is going into the depths of your soul. Well, Jupiter's in Scorpio. That's kind of like the plan, man. You know, that is Pluto, Jupiter in Scorpio, which I'm talking that because it's Pluto's ruler. The Pluto energy is transmutation. It is getting through all this ugly stuff, looking at that dark, deep dark, ugly, wounding, horrible stuff, but transmuting it. Death and rebirth. Making it with Jupiter into something good or a blessing like we talked about last time too. Okay, anything else that's going on like with the asteroids that I'm missing maybe? Yeah, Lilith is getting ready to make her move here sometime. She's getting up there, 28 Capricorn. Anything else that I'm missing? Especially at this 4 and 5 degrees, the point of the eclipse. Well, you know, the sun is conjunct the node at Leo. So, I mean, the North Node is always the direction we want to go in. So we do want to take a lighthearted attitude. We do want to have some fun. We do want to... The things about Leo in the 5th house, so Leo is the lion, it's that prideful, it's that what's the word, that regalness, that integrity, that honor, that honorable, um, being honorable. I just can't get off this Chiron. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm going through some Chiron stuff. I mean, I already had my Chiron return, and it's actually not hitting anything directly into my chart, although it's moving into my 6th house. Maybe that's why. But I'm just, it's activated. It's changed signs. It's activated by this eclipse. It's activated by Saturn. So it's just, Chiron to me is such a focal point that, and I'm getting so much information about it. And, in order to heal any wounds, you have to fess up, You have to fess up to your shortcomings. You have to fess up. You don't have to go telling everybody, but just to yourself. You have to admit that you're not perfect. You have to admit that you've made mistakes. You have to admit that you're not infallible, that you have been wounded. There's a lot to it. Okay, let's quickly look up some of these lyrics. Here's my website, of course, if you want to get a chart or t-shirts. I've updated the t-shirt page. I have some eclipse shirts if you want to get an eclipse shirt. I did a few of those, and they're all kind of organized. This is just my general stuff. Those cool astrology shirts, and then the sun and moon sign designs. I kind of dropped the ball, but I'm going to get back to that. But in the meantime, I do have some cool eclipse shirts. But let's look up, see, I already forgot, Woodstock lyrics. Woodstock lyrics. Well, I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, "Tell me, where are you going?" And he told me. He said, "I'm going down to," I thought it was Lester's farm, "gonna join in a rock and roll band. Gotta get back to the land and set my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden. We are 1,000,000,000 years old carbon, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden." That get back to the land and let my soul, get my soul free, set my soul free. That really gives me chills, and that could be the Uranus square to that Uranus and Taurus, that grounding in the earth. Well, then I roam beside you. I've come to lose the smog, and I feel myself a cog in something turning. And maybe it's the time of the year. Yes, maybe it's the time of man. And I don't know who I am, but life is for learning. All right, let me just quickly see about the suffering one, and then we're going to wrap it up. It's a Tori Amos song. Amos lyric. She's got to have her suffering, have my suffering. Crucify. Okay. Every finger in the room is pointing at me. I want to spit in their faces. Then I get afraid of what it could bring. I got bowling ball in my stomach. I got a desert in my mouth. Figures that my courage would choose to sell out. I've been looking for a savior in these dirty sheets. Looking for a savior beneath these dirty sheets. Whatever. I've been raising my hands. Drive another nail in. Just what God needs. One more victim. Why do we crucify ourselves every day? I crucify myself. Nothing I do is good enough for you. Crucify myself. Every day I crucify myself. My heart is sick of being, I said, my heart is sick of being in chains. Well, yeah, that's really relevant to the whole Chiron thing. The whole thing about the victim thing, too. Just what God needs, one more victim. But my heart is sick of being in chains. What I was talking about releasing through many, all this. That's your heart or your soul being in chains. Got a kick for a dog begging for love. I gotta have my suffering so I can have my cross. Yeah, that was the line I was trying to think of. Like your cross to bear. Well, you don't have to. This is a time when we can release that cross to bear. There's a lot here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you want to read more of it or anything else of it kind of stands out to you and you want to put it in the comments, then please do. Yeah, so it's a big time. Again, think back to last year. Could be some stuff coming up last year from around August 7th, but even more so, July 28th of 1999. And so it's a long way to remember, but Y2K, that's the thing that I think of right away. And what was going on in your life? What was happening at that time? there could be similar things arising at this time. And a full moon is always a time of release and elimination. Okay? Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I do have readings available. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, donating. Check out the t-shirts and the other stuff I have on my website. If you can't find my videos, then hit that subscribe button and you'll always find it. The website should be up here or below. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great lunar eclipse in Aquarius, and I'll speak to you soon.